Over the years, the West Tigers' ability to retain future stars has become a bit of a running joke in the NRL. Whether it's Josh Addo-Carr, Ryan Papenhuyzen, James Tedesco or Mitchell Moses, the Tigers have had a few stars slip from their grasp. The case of NRL Prodigy Lachlan Ilias, who is now a South Sydney Rabbitoh and heir to the Reynolds halfback throne, could be another case of what if for Tigers fans. In this video, we're going to detail how the Tigers lost this potential star and why South Sydney should be excited for Lachlan Ilias in 2022. A quick reminder to press that subscribe button if you enjoy this content, as only 9% of viewers are subscribed and it really helps out the channel. Alright, let's get into this video. Lachlan Ilias is of Greek heritage and grew up in West Tigers heartland in Five Dock, Sydney. He would develop at the Balmain Tigers from the age of 12 and would progress through the system, eventually signing a development contract in 2017 with the West Tigers. At just 16 years of age, the West Tigers had big plans already for Ilias, who they believed would ascend to a star at the club. It seemed like a match made in heaven between the two parties, as Ilias grew up as a West Tigers diehard fan who idolised Benji Marshall as a kid. Whilst he was dominating at a junior level in rugby league, he was becoming recognised as a potential star in the rugby union scene as well. In fact, Ilias's rugby union endeavours were what would cause the breakdown between the West Tigers and Ilias. Ilias would represent New South Wales in a Rugby Sevens Australian Championship tournament. He and New South Wales would find themselves in the grand final. Although a success for Ilias, he would come down with gastro. Although advised to not feature in the final, Ilias would play. Ilias would make a half break and would go to offload the ball before suffering a serious leg injury. Ilias would break his fibula in the tackle in what was a significant setback for the teenager. Ilias would suffer permanent nerve damage in his fibula, losing strength in his ankle and losing feeling in parts of his big toe. The Tigers were worried with how Ilias recovered, as he would complete the entirety of his rehab with the club. They felt his leg injury would prevent him from ever regaining his strength or speed, and the big plans for the Tigers Junior had come to a halt, with Ilias saying he slowly faded away at the Tigers. They weren't going to offer Lachlan a new contract, and that was basically the end of his career with the West Tigers. Ilias would return to action only 3 months later though in rugby union, as he was selected for the Australian Schoolboys rugby union team. His play whilst representing the Schoolboys was impressive and caught the eye of scouts from the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Ex-head of recruitment at the Bunnies Ben Rogers knew the talent Ilias possessed and implored former head coach Anthony Seibold to have a look at the youngster. Seibold was impressed and would meet with Ilias, signing him to the Bunnies in 2018. Ilias's father would say the initial loss of faith by the Tigers was difficult for Lachlan, being a Tigers fan, as well as the Tigers having big plans for Lachlan in the future. Ilias would thrive in the Jersey Flegg competition though for the South Sydney Rabbitohs and win his side a premiership from the halfback position. After a lost season in 2020 due to COVID-19, he would be called up to the first grade side in 2021. This would only enhance Ilias's development, as he found himself around the likes of fellow excellent halves like Adam Reynolds, Cody Walker and Benji Marshall. Being in the Gold Coast bubble with the Bunnies, it was a perfect apprenticeship under Adam Reynolds, learning the ins and outs of being a first grade halfback. Ilias was given his debut alongside childhood hero Benji Marshall in the final round of the 2021 season and would have an outstanding game. He scored a debut try, had 78 run meters and completed 20 tackles in their 20-16 win over the St George Illawarra Dragons. There are doubts whether Ilias can deal with the rigours of an entire NRL season, considering the amount of footy he has missed due to COVID restricting the lower grades. Ilias is recognised as one of the fitter and strongest blokes at South Sydney, who will be slotting into one of the more experienced and quality spines in the competition. He's not a player that will burn you with pace, but Ilias is agile enough at the halfback position, capable of turning the defence inside out with his step. He's also been recognised as an excellent leader who communicates well and is capable of leading a team. His kicking game is good, but it may not be up to the standard of Adam Reynolds yet. But it's not to worry, as he should be able to make up for his shortcomings in defence, as he's a 6-footer that doesn't miss many tackles in defence and can put a solid shot on if need be. Rabbitohs assistant coach Ben Hornby has already stated that Ilias will get first crack at the starting halfback position, with this being an outstanding opportunity for himself. The shoes of club legend Adam Reynolds will be huge to fill, but with stars like Cody Walker, Cameron Murray and Latrell Mitchell to link with, his primary objective will just be to get the balls to these studs and keep his own game simple. Out of the young guns in 2022, Lachlan Ilias may have the biggest breakout potential, and it'll be exciting to see how he implements himself into a star-studded Rabbitohs lineup. That's all for this video, just a look at one of the more underrated young guns in footy right now who will hopefully tear it up for the Bunnies in 2022. If you enjoyed this video, press the like button and don't forget to subscribe, as we are on the road to 10k subs. We're getting so close, guys, so let's keep it going. As always, a big thank you for everyone watching and for your continued support.